Nicolson.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. You know, I'm often asked by English members here why it is that I support pulling Scotland out of the UK but keeping it in the European Union. And it's a good question, because Scotland is no stranger to the idea of sacrificing a degree of independence for interdependence. Indeed, it's the argument which underpins unionism. When Scotland surrendered its national parliament in 1707, it was to join a prototype European Union, the United Kingdom. Two countries which had been at war for centuries, pooled sovereignty, allowed free movement of people and created a common trading area, locking their economies together with the aim of ending conflict. The price was complete Scottish independence. Across the North Sea, a very similar country, Denmark. Both countries have populations of around 6 million, largely urban, but with significant rural populations. Both have large coastlines. But when Denmark chose to sacrifice some sovereignty upon joining the EU, it retained much that we have lost or will still soon lose in the UK. Denmark finds itself today in the single market, a member of the customs union, and it is able to enjoy all the benefits this brings. Denmark also remains in control of its own defence policy, its own foreign policy, and its own fiscal policy. So there, in a nutshell, is the difference. Within the UK, Scotland controls none of these. Now, yes, I will.
He's very kind to give way. He's making a very good speech. On the point of controlling economic policy, I am intrigued. Given that the SNP is advocating independence if they don't get their way on this issue, can he confirm whether the SNP believes his country should then join the euro in that process?
No, I believe that Scotland should hold a referendum whether we get our own way on this or not. I believe in independence, whatever the outcome of the vote tonight.
Stop asking questions.
An honourable member with incredible degree of prescience announces that we lost the referendum. I'm not sure if that takes our debate very much further, but I'm happy to acknowledge, sir, that we did indeed lose the referendum. We'll win the next one, however. Now, during Scotland's referendum on independence, it looked like some of this might change. The Prime Minister assured Scotland that we were a family of nations. Membership of the EU was sold to the Scottish electorate as one of the defining benefits of remaining within the United Kingdom, which must be a cruel irony on the day that we debate this, Madam Deputy Speaker. Now, I'm intrigued by what the Prime Minister means when she says we are equal partners. What kind of equality is it when England, 10 times our size, attempts to compel us against our will? It is not equality as I understand it.
My honourable friend is putting the Prime Minister right on a couple of matters. Would he also care to put the Prime Minister right on her oft-repeated mistake where she seems to suggest that the SNP want to take Scotland out of the EU? Would you like to take the opportunity to put her right on that now? And then maybe some of the scribblers on the backbench could pass it on to her.
Members of the House will be flabbergasted to know that I agree with my honourable and learned friend here, because we see a key part of our future being in the European Union. Now, the Prime Minister, who is mentioned there with such great affection, chose as her first trip to Scotland a trip to Edinburgh, a visit full of visual symbolism. She called on the First Minister, and while they didn't hold hands, Mrs May said all the right things. She said that she was willing to listen to options on Scotland's future relationship with the European Union. Well, what's the point of listening if everything that is said falls on deaf ears? It's not consultation. Now, my colleagues, I won't, thank you. My colleagues, my constituents, and people throughout our country want to be part of an outward-looking, cosmopolitan Scotland. We want to be part of a union which is a community of nations, a union which respects diversity and autonomy. Now, members of the Conservative benches over there profess to love the union which binds Scotland and England. that the Union, which is dying, is not the EU with a long queue of candidate countries. It is the UK.
Yay.
Margaret Thatcher may have begun the dismemberment, but historians will, I suspect, judge that today honourable members opposite delivered, as our continental partners would say, the coup de grace.